Yeah, the tracks are a little bit different to what I'm used to. Hey guys, what's up, Redactions here, and welcome back to this brand new video. And today, I'm not going to do anything, because I'm actually re-recording my intro because I accidentally deleted it when I started editing. Anyways, in this video, we will be going to Denmark, to Kevin Magnussen's home track called Roskilde Racing Center. At the time I was super excited, and well, of course it's a big adventure. We're going to a country that's 1,000 kilometers away to do a race. Anyways, the van's all ready to go. Like I said, it's 1,000 kilometers, so me and my dad will be switching every few hours. And I've actually also got some online school to do when we're in the car, so that's going to be very interesting. Anyways, let's see how it goes. Alright, we've done the first fuel stop. I did my first stint. I drove about 2 hours. We're still in the Netherlands, crossing the border into Germany soon, and then the door's locked. Now, time for school. For about 5 hours now, and well, we're about halfway there. Just finished online school. Took way longer than I wanted actually, because I had to wait for a question. So yeah, my dad's actually going to do his second stint now, and then I will do the last part in Denmark, so we'll see. Denmark. We made it through the checkpoint. They just checked our passports and asked us a few simple questions, and then we could continue. So yeah, let's see where the road goes. Alright people, first stop in Denmark. We stopped for some food, and well, you can see it's quite bad weather. This is where we are, nice and tiny place. And what do you order when you're in Denmark? German food, of course. So yeah, let's see what it tastes like. And I'm kind of curious about this country as well. Didn't actually know that European countries were allowed to check their border. Die kop aan de zijkant hier. Ik ga alleen even kijken hoe die werkt. So after our food stop, it was time for my last stint. 200-ish kilometers to go, driving in an unknown country across some amazing sights. Like this bridge at the town of Middelfart. Anyways, a little bit later on we crossed this bridge, the Great Belt Bridge, which was by far the scariest experience I've ever had in a car. This bridge spans more than 16 kilometers in total, about 70 meters above sea level. And as you can imagine, it's quite windy up there. And as you can also see, the weather was absolutely atrocious. I really had to firmly grip the wheel, otherwise we would definitely have lost control. Also, the van was struggling to get up to a top speed anywhere above 75 kilometers per hour because it was just so windy. Not a very fun experience. After that, about 1.5 more hours of driving, and we finally arrived at our camping spot. Alright people, we have arrived in a cold, windy and rainy Denmark after about 12 hours of driving, but we're finally here, and our little house is very cute actually. Yeah, look at this, we're just at some random camping somewhere in Denmark. I'll put the location of that on the screen right now, and let's do a little house tour. So here we have a little sitting area outside, very nice when it's summer or something, but not in this weather of course. Then we enter, we have some basic utility stuff. And here we have a small little bathroom with a nice shower. Looks very cool. Then here we have the kitchen, living room. Here we have the first room, which is going to be mine, and then the second room over there. So this is going to be a nice and comfy little stay, I hope. And then, well, we'll see what happens tomorrow. What's actually really interesting is that the track only opens at 2:30. And I asked the Danish guys why that was, and that's because of some environmental regulations, and also to give the people who still have to go to school a little bit of a chance, which is cool of course. But because the track opens so late, it also means that it stays open for longer, until about 8 o'clock. Anyways, I'm going to relax a little bit, then I'm going to sleep, and then I'll see you guys tomorrow. Peace. People, good morning. Yeah, I've had a wonderful night of sleep. It was a really nice little house. I also had a nice shower in the morning, so that was all good. So yeah, it's free practice day one, and right now I'm just going to explore the camping a little bit, because yeah, the day only starts at 2:30, which is quite late, of course. So yeah, I'm just heading off and seeing if there's maybe some store in which we can buy some food or something. Alright, we found a supermarket. We didn't go on foot because we're going to the track immediately afterwards. It was literally 1 minute up the road with the car, so let's see what they have. Yeah. Alrighty, time for a track walk. And of course, as you know, I'm Dutch and we're now in Denmark, so I have no idea what this track is about. I've only seen a few YouTube videos. I know that's turn 1, it's a 90-degree left-hander, which is kind of tight, and that immediately flows into this kind of long hairpin. And as you can hear, the track is grippy as hell. And also, I have apparently been told that this track is also the home track of Kevin Magnussen. So that's really nice, because I actually saw over there, I don't know if you guys can see it, there's a SF1 team poster or a banner. So yeah, it's kind of tied to Magnussen, I think. So this is the final corner, and again, we have banking. I don't know if you're able to tell on camera, but in real life it's quite noticeable. And well, the thing that's cool about this corner is we have a very fast right-hander, which is basically a big hairpin. But then over there, you can see, I think, there's a chicane in the corner, so that's going to be interesting. Guys, fast forward a few hours, the team has arrived. Yeah, I'm basically a guest driver this weekend, and we have this beautiful little pit box to our, well, it's available for us. So now I'm just building up the cart. We have to wait for almost an hour to go out, and then we'll see how it goes. Really curious. Alrighty guys, welcome to Roskilde Racing Center, located near Copenhagen in Denmark. After such a long drive to even get to this place and then a super long wait, we finally hit the track. Anyways guys, if you're just as excited about this video as I am, then I would like to ask you to consider hitting the like and subscribe buttons. For you it's only a few clicks, but for me it can literally be the difference between me being able to race next year or not. Anyways, this track is absolutely amazing. It's a super fast 1250 meter long track with both long flowing corners and a technical first sector. And also guys, you have probably read it in the title, but this track is actually the track where Kevin Magnussen used to race a lot. There's even some stuff of him still left there, like his race suit and all kinds of other stuff. Now, in previous race weekends in which we visited new tracks, I always took a while to learn the track. And here in Roskilde, I especially found these 3 hairpins in the middle and last sectors a pain in the ass. To be specific, take a look at these corners. I've always known that late apex or double apex corners or hairpins were my Achilles heel, and well, this track basically had 3 of them right one after the other. So I immediately figured that that's where we're going to be able to improve for the most. One thing that was a little bit difficult, however, was that these sessions were only 8 minutes, and after 8 minutes it was time to return to the pits. Alright, so we just did the first session and that was okay, I think. Yeah, the track is a little bit different to what I'm used to. It's a really fast track actually, but it's really fun. And well, the tire pressure went up way higher than I wanted it to, so we came in, and after that... Anyways, after that it was just fine, the car was handling decently well. A little bit of a loosey-goosey rear end, but we fixed that of course. So yeah, I did a 52.0 now, and the quickest guys were doing 50.7, so about 1.3 seconds off, which is not too bad I think, yeah, considering it's the first time we're here for a session, so yeah, it's going to improve a little bit more next session. And yeah, let's just see how it goes. time for session 2, just getting used to the track again, doing some more laps, getting up to speed. But after a couple of laps I noticed something weird at the back end, and that was because of this.
Alright, yeah, so unfortunately our session ended early there. Yeah, the bumper came off. Anyways, yeah, only managed to do a couple of laps. Did a 51.7, fastest guys were doing 50.5, so still about a second off. So yeah, let's just see how the day goes. Going to fix the bumper now and then we'll just see.
After fixing the rear bumper, we had 3 more practice sessions to try and get faster. One of the quickest ways to do this is actually by just following some quicker drivers and copying their lines, braking points and all that stuff. I decided to join this little group here to just follow them and see where I can improve. But as you can see here, a little laps later, they're actually not pulling away by that much. These guys were in the lower midfield, so it seemed that our pace was now getting to a level in which we wouldn't be hopelessly last, which is a good thing of course. Now, another great method of improving your driving is by talking to other drivers online. And that is why you should totally join my Discord server. In here we've got more than 1000 members who are all karters, sim racers or F1 fans. It's a super close and active community and I'm sure you will like it. The link is in the description but also in the top right hand corner right now. For the next session we decided to make some setup changes, as I was now getting closer to the limit. Doing setup changes when you're not pushing it to the limit yet is quite useless because you're not driving the kart the way you want to do it. There is a saying that setup on an OTK kart only will make a difference of about 4/10, so if you're about 5/10 of the pace yourself, then those 4/10 are not going to save you. By the way guys, take a look at this absolutely bonkers chicane. Even though it's a lot of fun to go through, a jump like that isn't good for your kart at all. Your components will wear out quicker and you'll need to replace them sooner, which can be a little bit expensive. Luckily though, the channel sponsor iRacing is here to ease the pain with massive discounts. iRacing is an online store in which you can buy OTK, Rotax Max and OMP products. If you visit their website, you can pick out basically any product on their website like gloves, engine oil or a set of wheels and then use the code OMR20 on checkout. You will get a 20% discount on everything. Also, if you're on a tight budget but still want parts which are as good as new, check out the outlet page. Here you will find slightly used products which already have a big discount, but with the code OMR20 you will still get a 20% off on top of that. So if you want to save money on your own karting, want to support me as a driver and support my sponsor iRacing, use the code OMR20 on karacingshop.com. A huge shout out to iRacing for making this possible. For all the details on the discount, please check out the description of this video. Anyways, where were we? Oh yeah, free practice. Last session of the day it was time for the helmet cam. By now we had found a setup with which I was semi-comfortable and it was time to start pushing. Let me take you on a hot lap of this track. We take a lot of curb in the final chicane to start the lap here at Roskilde. A short run into a 90-degree left-hander which immediately flows into a long and fast right-hand hairpin. Now we position the kart on the right-hand side of the track into what I call hit, miss, hit, which leads us to the back straight. Here we took our head down to get up to a speed of 116 km per hour before braking into this heavily banked hairpin, in which you can use the heavy amount of banking to get on the power early and slingshot out of the corner. Then, after this little straight, a long flowing left-hander with a blind, late apex kink. This corner really symbolizes the middle and last sector of Roskilde, as the next corner is exactly the same kind of corner. We then have another late apex hairpin to the right, in which trail baking is very important for the best amount of lap time. Be careful not to run too wide on the exit here while you prepare for the third to last corner. A long right hand U-bend with a surprise chicane on the exit, in which you take quite some airtime over the first curb. And that, my friends, is a hot lap of Roskilde. That's quite the track, isn't it? This wasn't the most surprising thing about karting in Denmark, however. That was the cost of racing. Let me explain this by just giving you examples. Track fee, $20. Race entry fee, which includes ambulance service, qualifying, 4 heats, pre-final and the final, €100. For comparison, that's only half of the entry fee of the Dutch Championship, which is €200 for ambulance, qualifying, pre-final and final. Crazy. Also, Denmark even has a government program which states that children must be allowed to practice any sport they want for only about €70 a month. This includes karting. The government will provide you with all the necessary basic stuff, and if you want to do more you can always buy more yourself. Normally I'm not really a fan of the government getting involved in our lives, but for karting the government is actually helping new people get into the sport more easily, which is a big fat W for both Denmark and the sport. Now if anyone from Denmark is watching this, please let me know if I got the numbers and the facts right. Correct me if I'm wrong, please. So yeah, this country has a really exciting karting scene, which is mirrored by the quality of this track. After 8 more minutes the session was a wrap, and by that our first day of driving came to a surprisingly good end.
Oh, gaat hem nog niet.
Nou zie ik er wel aan.
Right guys, so that's the end of the day. Yeah, really strange. The first 3 sessions were really good. We were, gaining time on the top, gaining, but then after that we got stuck. Yeah, in the final 2 sessions I actually did the same time that I did before, so that's a little bit strange. We did change a whole lot on the setup, and also we didn't go on new tires. Well, some guys did, so it's a bit hard to say where we are. But yeah, we'll just see tomorrow in qualifying. Now it's time to break this thing down. Right people, we're back. Yeah, really strange day. It went well up until the 3rd session, and after that we kind of got stuck. But then again, yeah, we were on dead tires and some of the other boys went on new ones. So yeah, I actually don't know where we stand in terms of pace, hard to say. On old tires we were about 7/10 of the pace, which is okay I think. Of course you want to be closer, but you have to be realistic. It's only the first day and I only had, yeah, up until that point 3 sessions. So anyways, we had a nice little hamburger, put on the race engine for tomorrow already, so the car's ready to go. We're starting really early tomorrow, so we have to leave here at like 7, so that's quite early. But yeah, all in all, I like the track, I like the people. Yeah, I had a fun day. Anyways, I'm going to catch some sleep now and see you guys tomorrow. Peace. Alright people, good morning. I once again had a wonderful night of sleep, a little bit shorter this time because we have to leave quite early. Yeah, today it's race day actually already, so we have 2 free practice sessions, then the qualifying and then some heats. So yeah, I'm really curious to see how it goes. Yeah, of course we have no idea where we stand in terms of speed because we didn't go on new tires. We've only got new tires for just the qualifying. And yeah, after that we'll just see what happens. Looking forward to it. Looking forward to it. Don't know if you can read that, but
So
he was with what racing? That's
Nordic champion 2006.
Right, carts are ready to go, so I have to wait for like 30 minutes until we can go out on track. 3 more free practice sessions, and in that I want to decide which rims I'm going to go on, because as you saw yesterday, about half of the field is running standard rims and the other half is running MXC. So it's, yeah, we still have to decide. I don't know which are the quickest yet, because when we went on the MXJ the tires were gone. So yeah, just have to check. So yeah, another bumper failure. This time this came loose, wait. Like the part holding the bumper onto this part came off, like this thing came off, and that bolt in there came loose. So yeah, I could only do 3 laps, but as you could see I was able to catch up to the group nicely. So I think the pace is a little bit better than yesterday, so that's good. Anyways, let's just fix it and then we'll see again.
Alrighty, day 2. Time to decide which type of rim we're going to use. As you guys may or may not know, the rims make a massive difference in karting. In this particular session I was on the MXJ rim. This is the standard rim that you get with the kart when you buy one. It's generally a higher grip option, which is great for junior categories, but in my class with our very soft tires, these types of rims often give too much grip. However, about 40% of the drivers in this field were on this type of rim, so it was worth the shot. In the next and final practice session of the weekend we decided to go on the MXC wheels, which is what we normally run in the senior category. These rims tend to give a little bit less grip, but they are overall more consistent and they also make the tires last longer. Normally these rims feel very different from one another, but at this track they didn't. I was quite a bit faster on the MXC rims however, so our choice for qualifying was made.
Right, time for qualifying. Let's see what we can do. I'm going to be putting in the helmet cam just for the races, not for qualifying, so there won't be any footage of qualifying, but you'll see how it goes.
Okay, so I didn't have the onboard camera for qualifying, but that's okay because I messed up. You always hear me talk about peak performance window, right? And usually that's the case. These tires give their optimal grip in laps 2, 3 and 4. That's what I thought too. So I did a couple of laps and then I came in. But then it turned out that the track became a lot quicker when I came in, and a lot of people went quicker after that. I was actually in P7 or 8 at the time of coming in, but in the 3 laps after that you can see that I dropped 11 places. And as you can see, pretty much all of them set their best lap time in lap 3, 4 or 5, whilst I set it in lap 2. Fuck.
Right, Danish lunch and almost time for racing. So let's see how we do in heat 1. We found some more time somewhere in the setup and let's just see how it goes. Yeah. Look at that, guys. I got a present from the team, Open Mind Racing, and they called me Red of course because of my YouTube username. And also, it's a little bit about Open Mind Racing. Open Mind Racing is a team that exclusively has drivers that have ADHD or I think also autism.
And also, the slogan you can read on the chest right there, ADHD ingen hindering, I don't know if I pronounced that correctly, but that means ADHD isn't a limiting factor. So by that the team means like ADHD, it doesn't have to be like a determining factor or factor in your life. Like same as me, I probably have autism, but you shouldn't let the label drag you down. Like just live with it, embrace it, use the strengths of it, and that's I think one of the most important things about this team.
So my chaotic ass fits in this team perfectly. Anyways, race time. Let's go.
Kart racer knows what I'm talking about. During this formation lap, just everything goes silent. A mix of excitement, willingness to fight, and for some, even a little bit of fear. The fact that we are now in a country far away, not knowing any of the drivers and probably never racing them again, enhanced my spirit to fight. I was just more relaxed for some reason, which is something I need. Whenever I get stressed, my performance just goes out the window, so being relaxed would definitely help me. Time to see if it will actually work however. It's Saturday the 10th of September, rolling into the tram lines now for Heat 1 at Roskilde Racing Centre for round 5 of the Danish Rotax Max Challenge, 5 red lights and away we go. Really short run into the outside of turn 1 which flows into the inside for turn 2. I was warned that starts at Roskilde might be a little bit chaotic, but it's actually been clean so far. Now we enter the technical section and everything goes good here as well. Little look over the shoulder to see if there's no one behind us, but no, it's all clear so that we can focus on the banked hairpin. We brake late, focus on getting a good exit, but the number 45 covers the inside into the next corner brilliantly, which makes our good exit of the last corner useless. Also, I had to say that our engine was actually working really well. These brand new Rotax engines were actually quick straight from the factory, as we now kept the door closed into this next hairpin. A lot of dive bombs happened here in practice, so it was best to keep this one and the one we're in now closed. We run a little bit wide and lose some speed through the ditch, but we complete lap 1 without having lost or gained anything, which is okay. We absolutely fly over the chicane to complete our first race lap here at Roskilde. By the way, if you want to see the full unedited races, which some of you do, keep an eye out on the channel. I will drop these races in the coming days. There are 6 of them, so plenty of videos for you guys to watch. Now, skipping ahead to lap 3, it actually turned out that our race pace was actually very decent. At this point we were about 9th fastest kart on track, and the fact that we were running in P17 meant that we were a little bit quicker than the karts ahead. We are now slipstreaming at number 45 again, who has a beautiful neon green seat, but he also makes a little mistake which gives us a place. That was really close, we nearly wrecked our kart there. This does however mean that the group ahead pulled out quite a large gap, but because we had decent pace we catch right back up in only a lap or 2 later. And we are actually so close to him now that we accidentally tap him in the braking zone. That was not on purpose, but luckily we don't have the pushback bumper system here in Denmark, so we won't get a penalty for that. That's the disadvantage of being strong on the brakes into a slow corner. Sometimes you might accidentally hit drivers. A lot of battling ensues ahead of us, which gives us another place, so we're now up into P15. But then, hard brake. Yeah, when changing the position of our throttle pin we accidentally forgot to retighten the part which holds the throttle cable onto the slide. A very frustrating DNF after having decent pace. If you actually look at the winner, he only did a 50.6 and we were doing 50.7. Our race pace is actually really strong and it was the strongest that we had all season. And also just look at how close this field is. Like the fastest driver who DNF did a 50.5, we were doing 57 and the leaders were doing 56. And just look at all the other drivers, man, and their lap times. It's so close. But yeah, it was looking good. Yeah, it actually looked like we were improving. And that on a track which we only learned 1 day ago. Yeah, we might actually be improving for once. But that doesn't change our DNF, however. In fact, having pace and then DNFing like this only makes it worse.
Well guys, a little bit of a shame. First DNF of the year. But yeah, apart from that, speed was actually okay. In the 5 laps I managed, I actually set the 11th fastest race time, so that's good. As you saw on the video, we gained 2 places and then we were gaining on the karts ahead. But then we had the DNF, so yeah, a little bit of a shame. So yeah, we've repaired it. It was a really strange failure. It was the thing that holds the throttle cable to the throttle slide. I'll put a picture of it on screen right now. I don't know what's called in English, so that's why I'm explaining it like this. Alright, so just going for a little walk of the paddock. Still have about half an hour to go until our second heat. Still starting in P18 because, like I said, we have 4 heats and in every heat we will start from our qualifying position. Then the average of the 4 heats will determine our, I think, the grid for the pre-final. And then, of course, the final is determined by the pre-final, so that's going to be interesting. But yeah, now we're just waiting, just relaxing a little bit, enjoying the sun, because it's actually pretty nice weather. It is Scandinavia after all, so the weather is actually really nice. So I'll just film a little bit of the Micro Max and then we'll see what happens.
Alright people, welcome back aboard for heat number 2 of the day. Of course we're starting in P18 again because the qualifying determines the position for all the heats. 5 red lights, we get a board getaway and away we go. We do immediately gain 2 places on the start though. Try to make that 3 as we go onto the inside into this next right hand hairpin. We put alongside the number 33 there, but we're still alongside. Then we hold it around the outside, which sends it to the inside for the next 2 corners. That's another place gained, up to P15 already. We've gained 3 places so far. A little look behind there because he's actually right up my bum. I signaled to him to just follow me and he does. Then we take this hairpin, we get a decently well exit, following the number 19 through right there. We try to have a look up the inside there, but we're just a little bit too far away. Then we go defensive into this next hairpin because a lot of people dive from there, and we actually get dived by the number 33 there, so we get demoted back to P16 again, which is not, well, you don't want to get overtaken of course, but usually if it's in lap 1 you can manage that. There's a long race ahead of us. Then we have to defend again because we get a poor exit out of that hairpin because we also went defensive into that. Then flying over the curb again, that chicane really just kills your car, man. Into lap 2, that's lap 1 done, a net gain of 2 positions, which is good, and well, it's 2 we gained at the start actually. And of course we overtook the number 33 there, but he re-overtook us. But actually right now we're right up his bumper again, and he actually gets a kind of poor run out of this section of corners. We slipstream, have a look at the inside, and we absolutely send it up the inside there. That was a really good move. It felt really good when we pulled that off in real time. Then again, signaling to him to just follow me because, well, I was actually way quicker, well, I felt like I was way quicker, so then of course it would make sense for him to follow me. Then we're going to skip ahead a little bit to lap 3. Here you can see that we've pulled back up to this little group ahead of us. Yeah, it's just this race is a little bit crazy so far. There's a whole lot of stuff going on there, and our teammate actually goes over someone off to the right hand side there, and actually was a little bit scared that he was going to rejoin the track and cut in front of me, but luckily he didn't. Now we're up to P13. A little bit unlucky on Williams' side there. Now skipping ahead to lap 6, we are still behind the number 19 here. Let's see if we can once again get a good exit of this sequence of corners, because I actually noticed that we were quite strong. Oh yes, we can. The 19 gets a poor exit because he gets clipped onto the curb there. He goes defensive, we give him a little bit of a bump, and actually that little bump there actually completely kills our overspeed, which allows, well, which doesn't allow us to get past there. You clearly saw that we lost a little bit of speed there. Now we actually have to go defensive into this corner because we lost a whole bunch of time to the guys behind and also to the guys ahead. That's what happens when you botch an overtake. If you don't go forwards, you'll go backwards, which is exactly what happened here. Skipping ahead a little bit later on to lap 9 now, we're now behind the 342 as the number 19 has overtaken him. Yeah, starting lap 10 now, you can see that this race was really just one big train. Actually, this train it went all the way up to P1. Like the guys at the start of this train actually are on P1. As you can see that the number 222 has some problems there. You could see him holding his engine because I believe that his engine actually came off a little bit. You can see him, he's fiddling around with it. We have a little look there up the inside of the 324. But at the moment I feared if I would go for the dive from there that we would actually, we clipped the curb a little bit, try to hold it around the outside. I actually get cut off there by the own action. Yeah, you can see that the 222 is actually holding his engine down as we now go up this inside, which is a really good move into there, but he does the switchback. But luckily the next corner is to the inside. But actually what I was saying, I didn't overtake the 342 there because I was afraid I was going to hit the 222. Yeah, I said it finally after all of those corners. Yeah, we once again absolutely fly through the chicane, but then the 342 actually has another failure, so we're now up to P11. So at this time I actually thought that the top 10 might be possible. Still 2 laps to go, but as you can see here, lap 13, we're still a little bit too far away to overtake. Well, we're way too far away to overtake actually, but there's still some chaos going ahead of us, and there's actually your kart going slowly there, so maybe there is a chance that we can overtake him. He gets support run out of the exit and we get him. Oh my god, we got P10 right at the end there. That was really good. Yeah, that was pretty decent, I think. Just surviving, not crashing, keeping our head down, doing a little bit of overtaking ourselves. That gained us 8 places in total. You know, the saying to finish first you have to finish really showed itself here. We gained all of those positions by just staying out of trouble, doing some calm overtaking and just driving as fast as we could. Race pace was a little bit worse however in this round, as we were now 3.5 tenths off instead of only 2, but that's manageable. Yeah, that race was really good. I enjoyed that.
Alright people, not gonna lie, that was the most fun race of the year so far. Yeah, just P18 to P10. Anyways, they were just arguing about what we're going to do for dinner because we were supposed to have barbecue, but no one's brought the barbecue, so... Anyways, yeah, we went from P18 to P10. The pace was a little bit worse than last round, but still decent. So now in the peak, like in the best lap, I was 3 tenths off, and last time around it was 2 tenths. So yeah, a little bit of a step backwards, but my pressures were too high, especially on the rear, so I started sliding a little bit. But at least I finished the race this time, so that's good.
Yeah, from 2020. So it's the last 7.
So we're now in the racing garage of one of the team members, and
Very nice car.
quite nice here. Yep.
And then, yeah.
He's driving every day with me in my car.
On the front seat. One is, no, in the back. I show you a picture. I was in.
Alright people, yeah, we visited one of the families for food. I think I showed you guys. Yeah, I actually forgot to bring my camera inside to the dining table. So yeah, I didn't really film a whole lot of that, but that was really nice. I tried iRacing there because the owner of the house had a big sim rig. And it went okay actually, I didn't crash, so that's good. Yeah, just had some lovely Danish food and just had a lovely talk with the people. This team, it's so different than what I'm used to. Like it's a lot. I don't want to say it's less professional, but it's more open. Like the people really treat each other like family. We just sat at one dining table eating together. It was really nice. It's a shame I didn't bring my camera. Anyways, yeah, I feel like I learned a lot today. Now time to get some sleep and let's see what we can do tomorrow. Peace. Alright, good morning. We have arrived. Time to get the car ready. So here we have it. Not really that much work to do. Just the basics. Put on the wheels. Front bumper, rear bumper. New batteries. Clean it a little bit. All good to go then. So it's actually quite cold. So interesting to see how that goes. Yeah, for the practice I'll be using a very old set of tires. So yeah, probably won't be much. But yeah, we'll just see how it goes. Good luck, man. Alright people, Sunday, time for heat 3, heat 4, the pre-final and then of course the final. We once again line up into the grid lines. Waiting to get a good getaway, 5 red lights and away we go. We actually get a decent getaway, we go to the inside here. But we get a shove from behind and that makes us shove out the 346 there. That was not on purpose, but oh, here we get stuck on the curb a little bit. We lose some more positions. Now we're on the outside here again, but now we lose 2 positions instead of getting one. Well, we actually managed to keep that one. But yeah, now we're in P17, so again a net gain of only 1 position, which is of course, well, it is gaining. But then you can see the guy ahead locks up massively and we only just avoid him. That was super close and such a strange incident. If we here look at the replay, yeah, he just locks up way before the corner, then he unlocks his brakes and then he just rolls back onto the racing line. And actually, because of that, there was a massive pile up behind us. Here onto lap 2, you can see how many cars were involved. That's 3 right there, 4 and 5. Yeah, the camera cuts away there, so we didn't see it. But there were like 5 or 6 cars involved in that, and they were all eliminated. So that's 6 retirements already. Here on lap 4 now, you can see that we have a little bit of a battle going on there. But then the 2 people get caught. Yeah, their bumpers just get caught with each other. And in karting, that just means that you get glued together and most likely go off. So that's another 2 positions for us. So now we're up into P14, which is good. Flying through the chicane now to go onto lap 5, but we will be skipping ahead to lap 7. Looking behind us there, ducking for the slipstream. And entering the hairpin now, you can really see what chaos it was. It was absolutely crazy. Already 6 cars eliminated in just such a short amount of time. But then again, oh, we have another crash, 2 people touch, and we are now up into P12. Yeah, that's another thing that I noticed here in Denmark. Crashes happen, just the same as in the Netherlands, but the reason they happened is different. Here they happened because people were racing wheel to wheel and not giving each other any space, just hard racing. And in the Netherlands they just crash because they want to crash or something, I don't know. As we now cut to lap 9 already of this race, we gained another position by a retirement, and in the distance there you can see some crash happening again at the front group, and that's another 2 places gained for us. Yeah, the places, they just kept coming our way. We didn't really have to work for it that hard in this heat. Also, you can see that the pace is a little bit worse because we were not able to keep up with the 8 cars ahead. But you know, that's because we're in the top 10 now and in Denmark on the track that they all tested on. But now entering the final lap, you can see that one of our teammates, that's another William. We have 2 Williams in our team, which is kind of confusing. But yeah, he also retired because his chain snapped or it came off. So either one of those 2, a little bit unfortunate, but that's another place gain for us. You know, yeah, like I said, sometimes you just need to get a little bit lucky, and that's what happened here. And also, you can see that this train ahead of us, well, that's the entire field that's ahead of us. That's crazy. And by the way, guys, I apologize for not uploading for so long. You know, my life's been a little bit busy. If you want to know what's going on in my life a little bit more frequently, go follow me on Instagram. My username is on screen right now. While you're at it, follow the other accounts too. Those were the team that I was racing with this weekend and our sponsor. Now, coming around the final bend, let's see if we can get some more positions. Probably not, because they all kept, well, they didn't DNF. And then we come across the line in P8 for Heat 3, which is another really good result. And, you know, like I said, sometimes you just need to get a little bit lucky. And if we actually look at the end result, yeah, P8 doing a 50.8, while the quickest guy did a 15.5. So again, 2.5, 3/10 of the pace, which is okay, but it's another little step backwards from Heat 1, in which we had actually really good pace. So yeah, I think we're doing okay. Yeah, definitely okay. Now, like I said, this was the home track for many of the Danish guys, of course. So yeah, I think we can be satisfied with that. I think we can, yeah.
Alright, Heat 3 done. Yeah, just staying out of trouble really. Didn't really actually do that many overtakes myself, but yeah, everyone in front of me just kept taking themselves out, so P8, pretty good. Although I do feel like the back end was sliding a bit too much this session. So yeah, we need to fix that, but I think we found a solution to that. Anyways, let's go for Heat 4.
Alright people, welcome back aboard my helmet cam for the 4th heat of the day. This heat will of course be the last heat to decide our starting position for the pre-final. We roll into the tram lights, a lot of bumping from behind, and also us pushing the guy in front, 5 red lights, and away we go. Yeah, pretty chaotic start there. We get jumped by the pink cart on the inside, but luckily we have the inside for the next corner, which puts us up into P17, so that's 1 place gained again. It's kind of lucky that we started in P18 for every heat, because of course we had the DNF in the first one. Follow everyone through the hit. There we have a little look behind us. Luckily no one behind us, so we don't really have to defend that hard. Going into the hairpin now, trying to get a good exit. As you can see, someone there who went a little bit on the outside. He did some rally crossing, which is of course not what you want to do in a karting race. But that's another position gain for us now, P16. And let's see if we can use our slightly better than expected pace to make up some positions in this race. And as you can see now, we're still following the group ahead. We're a little bit too far away to mount an attack, which is something that's always plagued me, just being a little bit slow on the first lap. We didn't manage to gain 2 places though, but just the speed is not really there yet. Luckily though, when we skip to lap 6, we are actually still in P16, and we are gaining now a little bit on the group ahead. As you can see, there's some heavy battling going on ahead of us there. The number 19 had a little look up the inside of the number 33 there. As you can see also, we were quite strong on the brakes into the hairpin, and normally that means that I would lose on the exit, but now we're actually gaining on the exit as well, as we now see that we have some heavy fighting there. We're sending up the inside of the number 19, but we're just too far away, and yeah, it just doesn't work out when we're that far away. Maybe if you keep the throttle in there, we could make it work. Oh my god, we nearly hit the number 33, but we're a little bit too far away to also follow the number 19 through. But what I was saying, if you're too far away, then you could send it, but then if your wheels touch, you would just go over them, and we saw that happen of course in the last race, actually with the number 33 guy as well. Now skipping ahead to lap 9, you can see some more heavy battling ahead of us, and it's just losing a lot of time. We tried to have a little bit of a sneaky look up the inside of the number 33, but he manages to keep it around the outside. Yeah, this whole race was just battling, constantly battling, and it was losing so much time to the guys ahead. As you can see there on the left, they're already pulling away massively. Well, they will now be on the right, of course, looking at the exit there. Yeah, there you can see the entire train. There were basically 2 big trains. One of them was P1 up until like P8 or P9, and then us. And well, we were just losing a buttload of time as we hop through the final chicane there now. Run a little bit wide, but it's okay. We're on to lap 10 now. We tried to have a little look there up the inside of the number 33, but that turns into the outside for the next corner. The pink car tries to go for inside too, but this is crazy battling. We do manage to hold around the outside there. We get a little bit sideways onto the Danish Singapore sling. Now in the slipstream, everyone goes defensive there. I go defensive too for the pink card behind us. We brake super late again because we are quite strong on the brakes here, but then something happens in front of us and we get a huge step from behind us. It didn't look that bad on camera, but in real, when it happened in real life, I noticed the car jump up in the air, and there was actually a big pile up behind me because of that, because they touched of course. Now skipping ahead to lap 12, we're into our technical and favorite bit of the track again. We're now actually super close to the number 33, so let's see if we can mount an attack this time. Slipstreaming, braking super late, and we absolutely sent up the inside there. Can we make that to us? The red speed car now also gets overtaken. No, we cannot. We hit that curb, which is something you don't want to do. yeah, this race was just super frustrating. It was just so much battling that, yeah, when you were close, you didn't quite have the overspeed to overtake. And then sometimes you weren't close at all. Like here again at 3:42, he had a poor accident. We couldn't just sneak it up the inside. So I started to get a little bit sick of it, and it was already lap 12 of 13. So we're a little bit late with that. I'm not gonna lie. Probably should have gone for some more opportunities in the race, which presented itself more than enough times. But I haven't included in this one because, or I haven't included it in the video. As we now go on to the final lap, we are still in this train, which is being held up by the number 329 there. He had some sort of mechanical issue which made him a little bit slower. As you can see, his side pod flying off there. But there was also some sort of engine issue which made him slow on the straights. That's why we're defending. And here again, we're so close to the 342, but we just cannot send it up the inside because they will end in tears. There you can see that now we actually pushed the 342 into the gap of 329 there, and now he got past, but we didn't. So that's a little bit of a miscalculation on our side. This race definitely hasn't been that good so far. We were a little bit down on pace, but also on racecraft, which is something we normally don't have. We will either have, we usually have one of either of the two of them, but now we had neither for some reason. Anyways, now behind the 329, we're right up his bumper here. He definitely has some sort of mechanical issue. As you can now see in this corner, we gain on him a lot. And now coming out of the chicane, we can pull alongside. Will we make it? Will we make it? Will we make it? No, we won't. Oh, that's a shame. We didn't quite get him on the line though, or did we? No, we didn't, but we gained some other places because of penalties of other people. Well, he had a penalty too. Well, he had a meatball flag actually, and he didn't come in, so that's why he's not on the list. But yeah, P13, you can see that our pace was quite a bit off there, but it's also kind of hard to say because we were in a group. So we now got a DNF, a P8, a P10 and a P13, which puts us in I don't know where for the pre-final. Let's just see about that. Alright, calm before the storm. There's a bit of commotion going on because people got disqualified and penalties and stuff. So yeah, I don't actually know where I'm starting. I think I'm starting P13 or something. But yeah, the previous race, a little bit chaotic. Only gained 3 places this time. Yeah, there were a lot of opportunities where I could have gone for the move, but knowing how many incidents happened here, I was a little bit cautious. Anyway, still overtook one guy and gained 3 in total. So yeah, not bad. At least we didn't crash. At least we finished the race, and at least we gained some positions. Anyways. Time for the pre-final. Let's see how it goes. After our heart has calmed down, time for the pre-final. 16 laps, starting in P13. We roll into the tram lines, push the guy ahead of us, 5 red lights, and away we go. We actually get a really good getaway, which is something we haven't quite got this season. We actually bumped the number 222 there, but luckily we don't have front fairing penalty, so we won't get a penalty for that. We managed to keep our place. Oh my god, there's so much action, I cannot really keep up with it. But we still managed to keep our position, no overtakes, no positions gains, no positions lost. Again, looking behind on the straight to see if there's no one behind us. There's a little bit, so we cover the inside also for a little bit. Leave the door open quite a bit there, but no one decides to go through there. Now we're behind the 329 again. We finished the race just behind this guy, of course. But now we're behind him again. He probably is up to full speed now because his engine is probably working. He's looking behind. Here I tried to go for the overtake, but yeah, I just didn't feel really comfortable overtaking into that corner, whilst that was actually one of the easiest ones to overtake into. But yeah, for some reason it just didn't work for me. And yeah, here again you can see on this exit we're struggling a little bit going through that dip again. And also in this race I already knew that I was going to lack pace a little bit, because in this championship you could use one, as we actually gained a free position there, that's nice. But yeah, in this championship you could put one new tire on the kart in any of the races, because we had 6 races, of course the tires won't last for that long, so you could put one new tire, and that would give you about 2 or 3 tenths actually. There you can see we actually defended into the hairpin a little bit, and now we're also going to defend into this corner because William, our teammate, was actually right behind us. But in hindsight, I shouldn't have fought him this hard, because as you can see, the top guys, they're all in one big train and they're all pulling away slowly, and I'm just losing time to them because I was defending. And at this point I was like, yeah, I should just let him through, which I did, and follow him through to the top guys, because William is actually one of the front guys usually, but this weekend he was just a little bit unlucky, he didn't quite have the pace. As you can see here through the chicane we're actually a little bit quicker than him, but we decided to follow him for now. yeah, I just thought at this moment it's best idea to stick behind him, let him guide me to the next group, which is something we actually managed to do quite nicely as we now go through hit, miss, hit. So we actually did manage to close the gap following William here. We're now in the slipstream, braking for the hairpin here, and he actually see there that he misses the apex a little bit and actually gets quite a poor run. So maybe, I thought maybe, there is a chance that we can send up the side into this big left-hander, and we absolutely send it, and this time it does work out, and we keep William behind us. I signal to him there, follow me, come on, we gotta get to this group. And well, I actually thought that we had quite decent pace despite the fact that we didn't put that new tire. Yeah, we of course wanted to save that for the final so that we could really attack for the final, which is of course super important for the end of the day result, because in the final that's where the day result is determined, and we wanted to have fresh tires for that. Going to lap 9 now, we're still in P12 of course, and yeah, let's see if we can catch up to this group. Sadly, we could not. Last lap already, yeah, they were just a little bit too quick for me. I couldn't keep up with them, even though they were battling. The gap just didn't really close down that much. I did manage to keep William behind me though. He had some sort of problems which didn't really allow him to race at his full pace. Give us a position though, but for the team it's not good. Exiting the final chicane now, coming across the line in P12, but we get one more place because someone got disqualified, I think. And yeah, P11, really solid I think. That means starting P11 for the final, and of course we still have that brand new tire up our sleeve. And as you can see, the pace here again, 4 tenths off, but again, a new tire would bring you about 2 or 3 tenths actually quite a lot for just one tire. So yeah, definitely looking forward to the final. Let's put on that new tire and let's see what we can do.
Alright, yeah, pre-final done. I'm pretty okay. Yeah, managed to get 11th across the line, but maybe I moved up to P10 because there might have been a penalty. My team was checking right now. But yeah, the speed was okay. The only thing I felt like I was missing a little bit out of the corners. Now I haven't seen the footage yet, so I personally think it's the jet, but it could also be my exits. But you will have seen that on the footage, of course. I still think it's the jet. But yeah, it's actually going really well. We might be P10, but yeah, we'll see. Time for the final now, and also there's this rule here. Because we do so many heats, like we have 6 races this weekend, you can put on 1 new tire. So yeah, of course you just pick the one that's worn out the most, which was this one. And then, yeah, let's see what difference this will make.
So after months of looking forward to this weekend, it was finally time for the final. Super long travel time to get here, all of the free practice, qualifying, heats and the pre-final led up to this very moment. We were pretty much the only one who saved a new tire just for the final, so we definitely would have a pace advantage. But as we left the pits for a warm-up lap, I noticed something. Something which still haunts me almost a month later. Fucking fuck!
De top van de tank!
Yeah, DNFing because the fuel cap's not on is definitely the worst DNF I've ever had. And what makes it even worse, that it's my own fault. I was the one who refueled the kart before we went out. But yeah, super painful. Just who knows what could have been. Just on the Danish debut, it would have been awesome to get a top 10 here. But hey, what doesn't kill you makes you stronger. I will never forget to tighten the fuel cap ever again. Ever.
I'm not even gonna say anything. That might be the most frustrating end to a race weekend I've ever had. Yeah.
Yeah, the black screen kind of illustrates how I was feeling, just empty. Yeah, it's just so frustrating, man. It physically hurt when this happened. You can probably imagine why. Luckily, we did finish the day on a good note though, because we got invited to the team boss's house. And, well, I got to play a little bit of iRacing with his son, Martin. I'll show you some footage of that, because back in my AC days I always used to crap all over iRacing, but I actually liked it. Here's how it went. Yeah, now it's recording. Okay, let's go. I think I stalled it.
Are you sure?
No, I didn't.
That's anti. That's just on. You can't stall it.
You can't?
No.
Oh, that's easier. It was going pretty well, I think. I just missed the chicane twice.
A big lockup.
Sorry?
A sudden case of a massive lockup.
Yeah, both times the same. I think I need to brake in the corner.
It's about input, like first input. You need to go hard on it and then ease off a tiny bit.
Okay, let's try it. That was a nice jump.
Bouncy castle.
Sorry?
Bouncy castle.
Yeah.
Another thing you can do is trail braking. So you just keep your braking on like until
like
you
that.
Yeah, because then you load the front end more, so you have more load on the front tires.
Yeah, that worked.
You'll gain so much time from it. That's a bit late.
Bit late, yeah.
And also, if you miss the braking like that, it's better to keep the wheel straight, so it can, so you don't turn the wheel while you're trying to brake, because then it just locks up the tires.
Yeah.
Instead of it having the rotation speed and braking down easily, then you will turn the wheel and it will start pushing over the front tires.
Yeah, you're forcing the walls and yeah.
So it just locks up.
Okay,
So it's better to just hold the wheel straight and just brake down.
Okay.
Until you can turn.
Take 3.
Take 3.
Yeah, I think so.
Take how many?
Sorry?
Take a lot.
Yeah.
What the fuck happened?
Uh,
Something dropped.
It did?
Oh, it was this one.
Yeah, you can turn off the camera. I think it's good content.
Alright guys, Monday morning, time to go home. Yeah, this really was an amazing weekend. Even though it ended on such a frustrating note, it's really difficult to process. I still get angry when I think about it. But yeah, overall the experience has been amazing. Just the country itself, the racing there, the differences in karting actually, the things I learned, it's just amazing. It's too much to put in words really. Anyways guys, yeah, that also means that this video has come to an end. Big shout out to K-Racing and Open Mind Racing for having me this weekend. I am really grateful for it, and I just learned so much, and it was just so much fun. I actually have quite a lot of races at old F1 driver home tracks, and last time in the Dutch Championship I had a race weekend at Michael Schumacher's home track. That's definitely one you also don't want to miss, so go ahead and check out this video. This video however is done, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.